Good morning, everybody. From Hamburg, Germany, and here on the Disney Dream, Taylor and I are getting ready this morning to head out and do an excursion today through Disney. This is something that we've not done in a really long time because it's been a while since we've done a Disney cruise and done an itinerary where we want to get off the ship and do something. So we're pretty excited. And it's our second day in Hamburg today. So we're going to go do a tour. We're going into Luneburg and we're going to go have some fun. So let's go. So for all excursions that you do through Disney Cruise Line, they are actually going to escort you all the way out of the port and onto a bus or, it's typically going to be a bus. It may be an occasion where it's something different. Like in Amsterdam, they may walk you to where the little canal boats are, which is typically right next to where the cruise ships dock at. So, you get this nice little escort out, and we jumped onto the bus to head to Luneburg. Now, what I did really kind of enjoy about this tour today is that it was very similar to what we did on our river cruises in Germany for the Christmas markets, where you'd get to go into this old city and they basically do this kind of walking tour that takes you around and explains a lot of the history, a lot of the culture of the city itself. And this was very similar to that. Now, the only difference was that we didn't have any earpieces. So this wasn't, I would say, a super large group, but there were a lot of people. Thankfully, it wasn't super loud. We were at in most places, and typically you could hear our tour guide. She spoke very good English, but if you are hard of hearing, these tours sometimes are going to be challenging because there are so many people, it can be loud, and it's very difficult to hear the information that they are trying to present to you. But Luneburg here is a beautiful city. It is, or was, one of the salt capitals, almost of the world, really. And what's cool about it is that as you kind of take this tour through the city and get to see different places, they go into that history. And one of them is actually a section here is sinking because they have removed so much salt from within the earth. So we continued our tour here through Luneburg, and after going through the cathedral, which was really nice, we just continued on through the city. So here for this specific tour, it was basically kind of like seeing the city itself, and then we had a guided tour through the Salt Museum, and then after that we had lunch, and then you would have, I think it was probably maybe 25-ish minutes or so on our own to kind of go out and shop or maybe look at something else. So while it's not a lot of time, this was a longer tour. For today, it was probably between 4 and 6 hours from what I remember. And it's pretty typical when you do some tours like this. That's a typical length of time. They don't always include lunch, but lunch was good. We didn't really video anything because we were really tight inside of the restaurant with other people on the tour. And so we didn't really want to make anybody uncomfortable. But this was still a really great experience. I'd recommend that you do it as well. It was a lot of fun. You could certainly probably do this for a lot cheaper than doing it through Disney by doing it through Viator or somebody like that. But as always, just remember that if you go out on your own with a third-party tour company, the ship is not going to wait for you to come back should you run out of time. So that is one benefit of doing a cruise with Disney or with any cruise line, is that the ship will always wait for their people to come back to the ship before it departs. So yeah, this was a lot of fun. We had a great time. It was a long day in the sun, and I would really not recommend this for kids. it's not really entertaining for kids. There's not a lot for them to really do. It is interesting for adults, I think. We enjoyed it, but again, there was a little boy that was there with us as a little family, and he just was really not having it for most of the day. So, and I don't blame him. It's not really like kid-centric. There's not a lot for them to do, not a lot for them to see. So, but yeah, once we got all of that, we made our way back to the ship. Well, just like that, we are back on the ship.
Sad but happy.
Yeah, it was a long day. It was a good port day. We'll talk a little bit more about it, or we've already talked about it. That's what I should say. That's the magic of editing. We're going to go back to the room, get cleaned up, and figure out what we're going to do next. All right, there they are. That's my outfit for tonight. It's Pirate Night. Pirates in the Caribbean, but in Europe.
In the North Sea.
In the North Sea. It's dark in the room because we just kind of came back and don't really need to turn the lights on because we got this awesome, big, huge ocean view porthole up here on deck 9. And I mentioned this the other day. We can see up what they're doing up there. The people that are steering the ship.
The people that are steering the ship.
Yeah, you know, those people, the captain and first mates.
Got it.
Officers. Whew, what are we going to do? I don't know.
It's time to get ready for dinner.
Oh, that's right. All right, I know you can't really tell from Taylor's outfit because she just looks like she's just, you know.
Just wearing black.
Just wearing black for today. But if you look at my outfit, it's pretty clear who's actually excited for Pirate Night. So it is officially Pirate Night, as we said already. We've got Captain Hook and Mr. Smee over here meeting. We already saw Captain Jack back down in the hallway. There's Donald Duck up there in his costume for the pirates. As you can see, everybody's dressed up just like me and not like Taylor.
There's people in black.
Now, tonight, before we enjoy a lot of the pirate activities, we're going to go eat dinner, and tonight we are back in the Enchanted Garden. So this is restarting the rotations for our rotational dining. All right, so it is our second night here in the Enchanted Garden. We're making our way back to our table. So we have the same exact table that we had the very first night that we were in here. So we make our way back to it. Thank you. All right, it is time for a pirate night, and we have the Pirates of Caribbean menu. So as always, we've got appetizers, we've got soups and salads, we have bread service, we've got a main course, and after that we're going to have some dessert. So tonight I'm looking at the samosas and probably the crab cake because it's usually pretty good. And then I think I'm going to try the carrot and cilantro soup. And from our main courses, probably the grouper filet. And Taylor's still eyeing up that menu over there. Not focusing for some reason. And I totally missed here on the back of the menu, actually, tonight we have the dessert menu already. So we got Bananas in Paradise, Bounty Fruit Cobbler, Rum-Soaked Chocolate Cake, Pirate's Treasure Sundae. The signature dessert tonight is the Caramel Macadamia Nut Cheesecake Tart. What to get? I do not know. So the bread has arrived tonight for dinner, and we've got the, what are they called again?
Johnny cake.
The Johnny Cakes.
Yeah.
This is probably my least favorite bread service of the entire cruise. And again, the one thing about Disney, I think, that if anybody could really make a claim about on like something you might complain about, would be that the food menus are the same on every single ship, and they don't really ever change. Coke Zero?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. And if there's one thing I would really love for them to change, it would be this bread service. And I just don't really care for it that much. I don't think it's that great. I know that people probably love it, but for me, not so good. So we do have the Johnny Cakes. But we also have a little white roll hidden in here. And some of these multi-grain oat rolls, looks like. I ordered a lot of stuff. I don't know if I want to eat any bread just yet. Might save it for my soup. All right, the first round of appetizers, it's actually the only round of appetizers, has arrived. Taylor's got herself some big old shrimp over there.
Some ramps.
Looks pretty good. that corn on the side?
It is.
Is that a big carrot?
It's like a corn salsa. I do think that is a carrot that I'm probably not going to eat.
And then I got the samosa and the fried crab cake. We're going to dive right in.
No, you could have taken that.
Solid dishes. I will say, they nail them every time, so they are pretty good. For my soup today, Taylor skipped out on soup and salad. I got the carrots and cilantro soup. And it has a specific type of, crouton in there, which I don't remember what it is at the moment. I think I've had this in the past, and I think I remember it pretty good. That's probably why I'm getting it. It's probably hot.
Probably is hot.
It's not too bad. It's an interesting flavor, but it is still really good. So the soup's not like real thick, but it's also not real runny. It's like a pretty good, like perfect consistency, I think. And it's also not real salty either, which I really like. So that's good. You get the carrot flavor in there and just a tiny, tiny hint of cilantro. I think a lot of people hate cilantro. It is overpowering, but in here, it just adds just a little touch.
Well, we got the same entree tonight, which doesn't happen very often. We typically try to get different things to eat, so I was surprised when we ordered the same thing. But this is the grouper. It has a curry rice, I believe, and then it's got like a little salsa on the side. But it smells really good. Don't really need the knife. You gonna watch me struggle?
Yep.
I love your pirate attire.
Yeah. Daisy helped them all dress.
Oh yeah? Oh, it's perfect. Yes. Oh, the belt? Yeah. I thought it went well. Yeah. I got pockets for treasure though.
Treasure in itself.
Yeah.
The pockets, that's rare. That's a rare sight. I know.
No.
You have pockets, Goofy.
Oh man.
I'll let Daisy to sew some in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That might be purple. You just gotta make sure you don't make any more holes in your pants. But the treasure
Yeah.
is dead, okay? Okay.
Gotta be careful. Thanks, Goofy. Bye. Hi, Donald. Oh, nice to see you. Oh. Yeah? Yes.
Now, I thought this was so cool as we were leaving Hamburg. We actually got this escort out of the city, and it was really cool. They had the boats going, and they were shooting out the water cannons, and there were other like little cruise boats that were kind of riding out beside us. It was really neat. And I guess it was just kind of something that, it's been a long time since the dream has come through in Hamburg. So it's kind of like this ceremonial thing for us. But you might be surprised to learn that guess what? Disney doesn't do any fireworks on this sailing or any sailings for that fact of the matter in Europe. So fireworks are only done down in the Caribbean for Pirate Night, and they did not do any fireworks at all. So if you are looking forward to that, unfortunately, you're not going to see it when you're doing a European sailing with Disney. You'll have to come to the Caribbean to see those fireworks shoot up off the side of the ship. They do still have like a pirate party or a deck party that goes on up on top there, but you're going to be missing out on those fireworks, which are, they are pretty cool. So just keep that in mind. All right, and we're coming back to the room here to a little check-in and figure out what we're going to do next. We got a little towel animal. I think it's a pirate. Something. I'm not really sure. But we got some gold.